Okay, so you can save that if you want to. I'm going to save this as, in fact, I'm going to save that as CV boot, because that's what it reminds me of. You can save it as anything you like. And I'm going to go to New and click on New Standard IP. Now, let's go over this. When we are in the main screen and we have those options, part, assembly, etc., it's set up as default. Okay. If we go to New here, where we've already got a part open, want to click on New, it's a slightly different box it comes up with, and it will ask you, it will say part, assembly, drawing, presentation. So we've already been through those 4 file types. But you can see we have some other options here. So under part, we can do a standard part or a sheet metal part. Okay. Well, when you're drawing a sheet metal part, it gives you different options, because usually you want to draw it a different way. So we'll go over that in another chapter. For now, just click standard part. Okay. We'll go over the others as we use them as well, but for now, standard part. And you want to make sure it's in millimeters. If it's in inches, then you can change your template here, and you might want to go to metric, and you can see it will say millimeters in brackets. Okay, there you go. So you want to click that one. Make sure it says standard millimeters. If it's already your default with millimeters, that's fine, and click create. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to look at the loft command. The part we just drew, the wedding cake, we could have drawn that using a loft command. Okay, it was actually easy because of the way it was. It was quite simple, just a cylinder shape of the same width. So it was easier to just use extrude. But if you have more complicated shapes like that, then you can use this loft command. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do something. Now, loft requires a series of different sketches, and what it will do is it will join them up as a solid, which again will make much more sense if we just do it. So like we did before, I'm going to start a sketch and I'm going to select that plane. I'm going to draw a circle, and let's make this 250 diameter. Okay, now I'm going to finish that sketch, and what I want to do is drill down, click on the plus sign to open this origin, and just hover over them, and you can see the plane we've just used to draw our sketch. I'm going to select that, right click it, and if you click where it says visibility, then we have a tick next to it now, and what that basically does is turn on that plane so we can see it. Okay, and what I want to do is put a new work plane in offset from this one. So I click work plane, and now you need to, when you click this plane, you hold down your left button. So you click it and hold it down, and you drag it in the direction you want. Okay, and just drag it in the general direction and let go, and you'll see it's giving you the option to type in a distance. So we're going to go 100 millimeters off, and then you can either press enter or that green tick, and we've now offset a work plane. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that a few more times. So click drag 100. Oops, sorry, remember to click it or you'll move it. So 100, press enter. I'm going to do one more, 100, enter. Okay, so now we've got 5 work planes all offset 100 millimeters from each other. So I'm going to do a sketch on this one, and I'm going to do another circle, and this one is going to be 75. I'm going to finish that, And then I'm going to do a sketch on this one here. And this one, I'll do another circle, and I'll make this 150. Okay. And then I'm going to do a sketch, and another circle. And this one will go down to, let's do 100. Finish sketch. And then I'm going to do another one here. And I'm going to come back out to 200. Okay, finish sketch. So now we end up with 5 different circles, 100mm offset. Okay. So what Loft will do is it will create a solid which goes from this circle down to that one, and then up to that one, and that one, that one. Okay. So click on Loft, and you want to select these in order. So it's asking you for the sections. So we'll select the bottom one, and that one, and you can see very faintly it's actually building it as you click them. Okay. If it's not, it's this pair of spectacles here is saying give me a preview. So it will either preview it as you do it or it won't. I tend to leave this on because it's a good indicator, but if you're using a really slow computer, it might slow things down a bit. It was more of an issue years ago. Now modern computers can handle it, so I tend to leave it on. And we'll just click the last one. Okay. And don't worry about these other options yet. I'm going to click OK, and we can see. There we are. So this would be a vase, or a table leg, something like that. But it is quite a complex looking shape, and we've drawn it so easily just by having these diameters and these offsets. This is the beauty of Inventor. It allows you to draw some really complicated things so easily. Okay. Yeah. Now there are options under Loft for doing things like you see the way this blended through this shape. There are ways you can change how it handles those, but that's a bit advanced yet. For now, generally you just use Loft as it comes, certainly for the basic things. And that's what it can do. And if we did want this to be a vase, we could just use our, in fact, before we go any further, it's looking a bit cluttered. Okay. So if we look in the browser, we have our work planes, and they are all kind of related because of the way we created them, because we moved it one off the other. So they will all be sitting under the last one. Now what we can do is we can right click and turn off visibility. Okay. So right click them and just take the tick off where it says visibility. And that's a lot clearer now. And don't worry about this line, it's just a seam that it puts on in Inventor. It wouldn't actually it's not actual geometry to do anything with. It wouldn't 3D print or anything like that. Okay, so if this was to be a vase, we could use our shell command again and click that face. Let's make this 5mm again, and click that face. Okay, and there we go. We have a vase. Simple. And we could put a rounded fillet on this bottom edge, which is a bit sharp, like that. Maybe again on the top. On both edges. Okay. And there we are. Now Loft, usually a shape like this would be drawn a different way. It'd be drawn with a revolve command, but Loft can also be used. Generally it depends what information you're given. If we were given a kind of profile like this, we would use revolve, which I'll show you. but if you're given the diameters of the different parts like we were, then loft is a good one to use. So this is kind of an ornate part.